I've created my very own Parks on the Air challenge. It's 100 contacts using 3 different modes plus a bonus QSO. It's my POTA Iron Operator challenge, and we're trying it right now. Hi, my name's Mike. I'm a full-time traveler and ham radio operator. I activate amazing parks all over the United States. Join the adventure and see what's next.
Buckle your seatbelt, Dorothy.
The Traveler has come.
Because Kansas is going bye-bye.
It was a huge, beastly, bulging man. Plates were from Kansas.
Hey, radio friends. I'm Mike, Kilo Echo Zero, Victor India Mike. This is the Travelin' Ham. Today I'm introducing a new Parks on the Air challenge that I'm calling the POTA Iron Operator challenge. And it's modeled after a modern day triathlon. So in a triathlon, it's a long distance race that involves running, biking, and swimming. So, you have a longer than usual test, and you have 3 different disciplines in which you have to perform. So we're going to model that and create a challenge that's 10 times the size of a typical activation, requiring 100 contacts. And we're going to require a third of the contacts to be voice, a third of the contacts to be digital, and a third of the contacts to be CW. The point of which is to get us all out of our boxes. We all have our favorite mode, and a lot of us are in dedicated modes. We've got guys out there that are CW guys, or FT8 ladies, or people that strictly run phone. And that's fine. There's nothing wrong with having a specialty. There's nothing wrong with you enjoying your particular aspect of the hobby. But a lot of us would also like to grow and expand and learn different modes and become a more well-rounded operator. But 33 of each. And I know some of you have done the math and have figured out that's only 99 contacts. That's a good point, and I wasn't sure how to solve that. I liked the number of 100 total. I liked dividing it evenly into thirds. I didn't want to sit there and have to make, one mode worth more than another. So how do we solve it? Well, we throw in a bonus. It's the 3 modes, 33 in each of the 3 modes, voice, digital, and CW, and 1 satellite contact for a wild card. And those 100 contacts, all completed in the same park, in the same UTC day, completes the POTA Iron Operator Challenge. So that's it. That's the challenge that we're going to give a shot today and see if we can complete. But we're set up here for the day. I've put myself behind in terms of time. It is already 10 o'clock local. I'm in the Eastern time zone, so I have until 8 o'clock tonight, which is midnight. UTC. So I've got 10 hours to get all this done. My satellite pass is in about an hour and 50 minutes. And so we'll know right then if we have a chance to complete this or not. Phone and CW you can get done pretty quick. Phone's going to be a lot more reliant upon propagation. But, CW goes pretty fast and you can get a lot of contacts once you know the code. But that 33 digital is going to be tough. The nice thing about digital, it's less dependent upon propagation. So that's the part you're going to be able to get done more reliably. It's just going to take more time. So my strategy is to maybe do that more through the middle of the day and then fill in the gaps once we get to the gray line time around 5, 6 o'clock, those last 2 or 3 hours to get the rest of the contacts. I think whatever's left as far as voice and CW, I can bust out pretty quick in the evening, and we'll see if we can complete that satellite contact. That's definitely the wild card. But I should throw in a little blurb that this is not anything official to Parks on the Air. I am not an official Parks on the Air representative. This is just me coming up with something for myself to challenge myself. And, I'm going to throw it out there to you guys if it's of interest to you and if you wanted to give it a shot. Enough talking about it. Let's go out and get it done. I'm sitting here in my campground. I've got 10 hours. I haven't set up a thing. I've got my camera on my tripod, and that's as far as I've gotten. The radio is still set up in the truck. I've got no antenna up. My satellite station isn't put together. Here we go. Okay, folks, this is the big moment. Can I make the wild card, the satellite contact? This is going to be an SO50 pass. It's going to go from just west of north down over here to the southeast. It's a pretty good angle for this site. I'm kind of blocked. I got some really tall trees to the west, so that would have been a problem. Thankfully, we avoid that. And we're mostly in the clear. I may lose a little bit of the early part of the pass, which can be problematic because that's a decent amount of the time. Because, you know, if you work satellites, you know, once it gets near overhead, it goes by really fast. Here it is, the 1152 pass. We got here with some time to spare because I wanted to make sure I got everything working. I got to do things like turn the squelch off. And I got to do things like wonder why my headphones aren't working. Okay, so we're about to have satellite on the horizon. This is an SO50 pass. It is 11:52 Eastern when it breaks the horizon. And I'm in Eastern Kentucky, so I am now in the midst of a lot of other operators. I suspect this is going to be a very busy pass. This might be quite complicated. I do have the transmitter also set responsibly on low power. So this satellite's coming up right over these trees here. He's going to go up to a height of 57 degrees here, go right underneath the sun there. So I've got that as a little bit of a reference. And then it's going to go down just over here to your left, behind the trees over there. So hopefully I can squeak out one contact in that period of time and record it. My audio has been really fussy. It's been good here the last few minutes. But it seems like the cord that I'm using loses connection with the radio really easily. Hopefully that does not become a problem. So it should be a fairly easy track with all these references I got. And I gotta remember, you know, my problem is not rotating the antenna. My problem is always keeping up with the Doppler shift and changing my frequencies. So that's what I gotta try and stay on top of. I always thought it would be kind of like the frequency of the voices change, and that's when I change frequency. But that's not how it works on FM. It just gets static. The signal starts getting weak and it gets static. So that's what we're going to be fighting here. Am I on the horizon yet? I should be. Yes, satellite on the horizon. 2 degrees up. Probably going to have to get a good 20 degrees up just to get over these trees. Morning. I've got my GoSat Watch app on my phone at my feet, so that way I can kind of orient myself at the center of the globe here, and it adjusts. You know, it'll orient the image properly, so I know the satellite is in that direction, and I'll kind of use that to aim myself, as opposed to having it attached here and adding weight to the antenna. SO50 has been active, so I don't think that's going to be a problem. Oh, I got a little beep. A little bit of a signal there. Or that's somebody whistling. My transmitter is the FTM 6000 set on low setting, so it should be 5 watts. And my receiver is my FT2D, both Yaesu. So the audio you're hearing is through the FT2D. Okay. Got a signal here, acquisition of signal. Let's try channel 2. Oh, there goes the audio.
Kilo Hotel 6 Whiskey India from Kilo Echo 9 Alpha Juliet, Echo November 50. Kilo Echo 9 Alpha.
Oh, we got Eric on here today.
So, Kilo Echo 9 Alpha Juliet, Kilo Hotel 6 Whiskey India, Echo November 54.
Let's see if we can make that happen.
Keep Bravo. Fox FM 20.
And if I can get it, come on. Oh, there goes the audio.
Kilo Hotel 6, India, Kilo Echo 9 Alpha Juliet. QSL, thanks for the park. Roger, roger, thanks for the contact, 7-3. And I think I heard N-A-U-R-E, QSL? 7-3. QSL from SM-19. Alpha Alpha Fox Mary 16. November Hotel 2 Whiskey, Echo November 7-3.
They're all trying to get him now.
Bravo. November 00. November Hotel 2 Whiskey, November 7-3. Bravo 2, Radio Fox, FM29. Fox, Charlie, Quebec, Victor, Echo November 7-4. Foxtrot 8, Charlie, Quebec, Victor, Echo November 74 on HT. Kilo Fox 8, KFA Charlie Hotel Victor, November 8, United Radio Echo. Ski, Echo November 7-3. Bravo 2, Radio Fox, FM29. 4, Romeo Alpha Alpha Fox Mary 16. Kilo Hotel 6, Whiskey India, Kilo Echo 0, Victor India Mike, Echo Mike 77. November 7-3. Kilo Echo 0, Victor India Mike, Kilo Hotel 6, Whiskey India, Echo November 54, and POTA, thanks for the contact. Thank you, Eric, 7-3. Bravo 2, Radio Fox, FM29.
I'm just going to disappear. I got my one. With Eric, Kilo Hotel 6 Whiskey India. That's pretty cool. And it's a park-to-park. A park-to-park satellite contact. Very cool. I didn't know my park number, so I didn't bother. But yeah, 5 watts, and I was able to cut in there really good. I'm pretty happy with that. But that was tough, because there was a lot of people just throwing their calls out, it sounded like. So when you get in there, you just want to know who you're talking to and give your information. So all I had to do is get in there once, and then I got him. Let's go get on the radio. All right, folks, we got the satellite contact done. We are in business for the POTA Iron Operator activation. So while propagation is poor during the middle of the day, we're going to try digital modes. We're going to run some FT8. That's right, I'm going to run FT8. I talked about getting outside of your bubble. No fair to suggest that you do that if I don't do it myself. So here we are running FT8, which, you know, is fine. It's just not my favorite mode. See if I can find a clear spot here. I think maybe right there would be a clear spot. Now I am brand new. I actually had to install WSJTX on this computer. That is how much FT8 I've done. I haven't even put my call sign in it. Echo Mike. Well, let's try it and see what happens. Shall we? Let's just go for it. I've got someone on my slot here now. It's empty right now, which is the first. No, there's no one transmitting my slot. Let's just go for it. All right, enable transmit. Let's see what happens. I got everything set up. My ALC is good. My SWR is good. Power set for 10 watts. Trying to conserve some battery here. And there we go. We're transmitting. Thanks to World Radio League, here we go. So you can see my log progress here. I have the map open, I like seeing that. And I can check stats as we go along, so I'll keep stats for all the different modes. That'll be cool. Thanks to the boys at World Radio League, which is a free logger with some pay features. And you can save if you use discount code KE0VIM at World Radio League and Ham Radio Prep. Oh, there we go. Okay, I clicked on them and it brought up the proper responses. Cool. I got all the type really small on my screen right now because I downloaded WSJTX, and when I brought up the settings window, it was too big for my screen and I couldn't close it. K5 MGY is going to be first in the log. I said, what I give him? What are our reports? I gave him -6, he gave me -3. Just put 074. Okay, I think we're good. Sending Roger, Roger. How can I tell it to not send Roger, Roger? Let's get out of that. See if we can fix it. There we go. 7-3. Log it. There we go. He's back in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. 2 contacts down. 1 digital. Sweet. Yeah, but it's saying this transmit 4 button. Oh, it's changing it there. Oh, I can just send Roger, Roger 73.
1 hour later.
Okay, folks, quick update. I now have 10 digital contacts. Propagation's been kind of up and down. You can tell there's, certain transmissions where a few people will hear me and come back to me, and then it seems like nobody hears me for the next 5 or 10 minutes. When I'm working FT8, I try not to sit in one spot for too long. If I'm having issues, which I think is what I need to do here, I'll either transmit on the other side of the, if I'm transmitting in the first 15 seconds, I'll switch to the second 15 seconds. I'll trade between sending CQ or sending CQ POTA. I'll keep switching things up and try to keep the contacts keep rolling. And it's worked okay so far. I just had a bunch of people respond to me here lately, and I haven't had much success because they haven't replied. I get that initial reply, but then they never hear me after that, or I can't hear them. No, I do hear them. They keep coming back with the same signal report, but I can't get it to wrap up. Or no signal report, they're just giving me their grid. So that's kind of the way it's been going here. Here's one KE2 DOS. I do not have any integration done. I am not an integration guy. I like to do things manual. I'm sending him a -16 because it's just simpler. It's easier for my brain, and I'm not sitting here trying to get things to work all the time. It drives me nuts. So I don't mind going back and forth between windows. See, he's sending me his grid again. You can see the map there. My contacts so far, the green one is the satellite contact, and all those red circles are my digital contacts on 20 meters. This is a very chill form of activation. See you after a few more. Okay, so an update. I've got 19 in the log right now. There's my map. Looks like I'm heavy in Florida and Denver. Looks like there's certain directions I'm just getting out really, really well. But I'm at 19, still kind of up and down, having a hard time. It's just kind of what FT8 is like. Sometimes it works great, sometimes it doesn't. Someone hears you, and then they can't hear you for the next 3 transmissions, and you're sitting there trying to connect with them over and over and over again. And now I'm calling CQ, and nobody's hearing me. So I'm going to make a little bit of a move here. Nobody is going right here, so let's go right there. I'm going to transmit on the other side now. And let's still call CQ POTA. I had changed it back to not calling CQ POTA. Let's kick it in here and try on the flip side of the transmissions here. Been clear the last few times, so hopefully it's still clear, and I'll generate some responses. Other people are always moving around too, so by going back and forth, I think I can basically get a new audience when I flip like that. So we'll see. ALC is good. When I'm doing FT8, I've decided I'm really anything digital. I'm going to put the meter on my quick buttons here. So between my transmissions, I can change it quickly between power output, ALC, and SWR. I like to kind of monitor all those when I'm doing digital modes. So that kind of helps. I can make that change fast in the 891. But I have not had much luck here in the last 15 minutes. So, it's 223 local. And I've kind of stalled out. I've got 19, but I kind of stalled out. I need 14 more. I'm over halfway. on the digital side. This is gonna take the most time. FT8 is not a fast mode. You know, those contests where they do the ×2 on FT8 contacts, I don't think that's enough. I still don't think it's worth it. I'd much rather do a ×1 voice or ×2 CW. FT8 is slow. It's just slow. I am not kicking out any power right now. Maybe that's my problem. Why am I not kicking out any power? Okay, let's check ALC. Of course, that's going to look good. SWR is nothing. What have I changed? What have I changed? I'm using the digital setting, the data setting, which is set to rear, so it's taking the sound out of the rear. The sound out of the computer is muted. Did I accidentally hit the mute button? Is that what it is? There we go. I got some SWR on that one. I think I accidentally hit the mute button on the computer at some point. Let's go back to power. There we go. Now I got some power output again. Okay. All right. Well, that happened. That is my dog crying because the wife left. AC9EM. I give him a -4. She hates it when one of us leaves. Son will shut her up. She'll carry on for about 5 minutes or so, and then she calms down and goes and lays down. But she just got to have a little bit of a freak out. Goodness gracious. FT8. I'll tell you what. Voice isn't like this. CW is not like this. FT8. You just respond, and the other side can't hear you. Oh my gosh. This mode. Anyway, that's how it's going. I'm at 19. Okay, another update. I am at 32 FT8 contacts. I have moved to 17 meters. 20 meters got just too busy. It was too hard for everybody to hear each other. And everyone could hear me once. And then it was just a series of replies without replies. So I moved to 17. I made a few more. And it's worked pretty well. I'm calling CQ again. And just trying to get this last one. And then I'll take a little break and move to CW. There you can see the map. You can see I've made 33 contacts, but that does include the one FM satellite contact, that yellow one up to Wisconsin. But all the red and green that go to circles. The circles indicate the digital contact. Red indicates 20 meters, green indicates 17. So color indicates band, and the shape indicates mode. Just trying to get that last one. You could just get a response here. It's definitely been slower on 17. That's the downside. Battery's been doing pretty good. I got my 9 amp hour charging in the RV. Of course, the RV is just right here. I'm under the shade and using the power. We're plugged in the shore power. It's no emergency power here. We've got the rig plugged in, and I'm plugged into the rig right here in our campsite at Levi Jackson Wilderness Road. One more. There we go. VE2 OPC. He's +3. Okay. Please let me be done with FT8. Come on. Yes! -2. And that's 34 contacts. And if we go to my stats, I think it'll break it down by mode. FT8, 33, FM 1. That's all I need. Done with FT8. So the 2 hardest modes are done. I'm going to take a little break. We'll switch over to Morse code. So mode number 2, CW. Let's go. That was a jumbled mess. Yeah, someone's there. I'm not making out any characters. Ah, there's that again. Ooh. Gotcha. Moving on. New Jersey. See, you don't have to be good. You certainly don't have to be perfect. Just got to be able to get the contact done. I'm certainly not perfect or good. Oh my gosh. A really noisy golf cart was going by right when that QSO started. I was about to reach for the noise blanker, but that's a lot of noise for a little cart. It's coming back here. There it is. That's a golf cart. KN. got something there, it'd be nice to be able to change the state right there. I think there's somebody else here. I heard a thank you. They would not be sending that to me. Boy, there's a ton of people out doing Morse code right now. Maybe I can go above K5OHY on 55. So that's 9 CW contacts. Go look at these stats down here. That'd be cool too. Let's see. I'll slide this bar, and now watch this area right there at 9 CW contacts. So it's taking a little longer than I thought it would. Now CW, my first contact was at 56 after the hour, about 30 minutes. I shouldn't get too excited. At 1956. Right now it's 2029. Is it 2029? Does this thing have a clock on it anywhere? Yeah, there we go, way up there. That could be bigger. I think a lot of their text fields could be bigger. It's a really cool design, but there's a lot of space and a lot of small text. I would expand some stuff. At least the important stuff. This, our entry fields and maybe time and date would be good as well. Seems like whatever's making me be highly directional in the digital modes has corrected itself. I'm starting to fill in with these other contacts. Looking at the squares on that map is CW, but it's there's less of a pattern there. Yeah, 12. Still on 12. Almost got me wondering if I should move. Something I learned from pick up from my FT8 experience. Move if you get cold. Someone else move in on 55, 62, 52.5. There's no one else, at least on POTA there. Could try going down the upper 30s. There's no one between 36 and 42 spotted. So what if I went to 39 and tried right there? Well, if this doesn't turn around soon, I may go to 40. Man, there's people there. That is light. That is the lightest pileup I've ever heard. Oh. I'm tired of 20 meters. What the heck? I'll try 40 meters. I'll get the coil out and stick it on there and we'll tune it, see where we're at. Here's the setup we've been using today. Usual character, we've got the FT891 and the red Nanook box. I've got my work computer out today because it does better at the screen recording and making things more interesting. I've got fans on both myself and blowing on the GoPro. That's worked pretty well. For my key on the Morse code section, I use the CW Morse paddles. And then off there in the distance, you can see the chameleon whip with the radials spread out on the concrete. I did that because the grass is kind of long and I thought some mowers might be around. I think they just went around and mowed sites that were empty, a couple sites that left today. But you never know. You just never know. And I figure I set that out in the grass, they're going to want to come out and mow. That's just how things go. So what I'm going to do, getting this chair bag, I converted into an antenna bag. I'm going to pull out my old Wolf River coil and we'll put it right there. Just like that. And it's installed. We'll see how it tunes. And with a little bit of fiddling, we got it there at, what does it say, 1.14 to 1 at 7.265. So if I move it down to the bottom of 40 meters, I got 1.31, so that will do. Just had to move the collar down ever so little. Tends to make a pretty big difference up at the top. So small movements at the top of the coil, and he's ready. So you can see the little count right down here. A count for each of the modes thanks to the stat page on World Radio League. You also see a little map of what I'm covering right there. It says I've had 3 park-to-parks. I don't know how it knows that. I haven't entered 1 park-to-park yet. So if that's true, it's pulling some serious stuff from POTA there, from the POTA app. I don't know how it knows that. Got a K2. Oh shoot, come on, one of you's a K2. Wow. Wonder if they just lost me. Let's go up to 25 watts. See how I went in the deep menu and changed the power? Didn't take that long, did it? closing in. Michigan. Next station. Somebody else is there. Monday Night Football. One more. That's 33. I have an hour and 46 minutes now for voice. Let's just do it on 40 meters. I think my tune's going to change because I had to change it for, you saw me tune it on camera and then I had to change it again because I tuned it to the voice portion of the band and not CW. And that made a difference. It's still not supposedly bad, but I just need to go a hair shorter. Let's just bring it up one notch and see if that works. I don't have a microphone. Here we go. Been working here all day. Just now got my microphone out. Let's go up here a little bit. About like 215. Change my power. 250. I'm in the deep menu again. See how long that took? Done. KE0VIM, is this frequency in use? Alright, 33 contacts, and I've done it. Kilo Echo 0 Victor India Mike, is this frequency in use? Is this frequency in use? CQ, Parks on the air, Kilo Echo 0 Victor India Mike from US 1264 in Central Kentucky. CQ, Parks on the air, Kilo Echo 0 Victor India Mike. CQ, Parks on the air, Kilo Echo 0 Victor India Mike from US 1264 in Central Kentucky. CQ, Parks on the air, Kilo Echo 0 Victor India Mike. CQ POTA, CQ Parks on the air. CQ POTA, CQ Parks on the air. CQ POTA, CQ Parks on the air. Got some tuners. That means they're moving in, maybe. CQ POTA, CQ Parks on the air. CQ Parks on the air. Kilo Echo 0 Victor India Mike. Alpha Delta 8 Romeo Whiskey, you're a little light, but I've got you. I'll give you a 5 and 4 to my park in Kentucky. Back to you.
I got you, 5-9, Northeast Ohio.
Copy that. Thanks for the Buckeye State. Happy hunting this evening, 7-3.
Thank you, 7-3.
Kilo Echo 0 Victor India Mike, Parks on the air. Kilo Romeo 4 November Whiskey Bravo, got you about a 5 and 3. CQ POTA, CQ Parks on the air. Kilo Echo 0 Victor India Mike from US 1264 in Central Kentucky. CQ Parks on the air. Kilo Echo 0 Victor India Mike.
What?
propagation changed. All of a sudden, there's somebody there. I'll go up and try 218. KE0 VIM, is this frequency in use? Kilo Echo 0 Victor India Mike, is this frequency in use? Is this frequency in use? CQ POTA, CQ POTA, CQ Parks on the air. Kilo Echo 0 Victor India Mike from US 1264. That's Levi Jackson, Wilderness Road State Park in Kentucky. CQ, CQ Parks on the air. Kilo Echo 0 Victor India Mike. CQ POTA, CQ POTA, CQ Parks on the air. CQ POTA, CQ POTA, CQ Parks on the air. CQ, CQ Parks on the air. Kilo Echo 0 Victor India Mike. Might be somebody there too. Okay, I'm tired of that. We're going to go to 20. CQ POTA, CQ POTA, CQ Parks on the air. CQ, CQ Parks on the air. Kilo Echo 0 Victor India Mike.
Victor Alpha 2 Golf Kilo.
Victor Alpha 2 Golf Kilo. I'll give you a 5 and 9 here to my park in Kentucky.
Yeah, what's the part number? You're also 5 and 9 in Montreal. What's your part number?
Park number is US 1264. That's 1264. Roger.
Okay, US 1264. Thank you very much for activating. Good luck.
Kilo Charlie 3, Zulu Uniform, Quebec.
Kilo Charlie 3 Uniform Quebec. I got you 4 and 5. I'll give you a 4 and 5 to my park in Kentucky. Roger.
Roger that, Roger that. Kilo Charlie 3, Zulu Uniform, Quebec. Just double checking. You're about a 5253. It's kind of tough out there.
I'm going to go back into the deep menu again, guys. We're going to change this power level again. I'm going up to 100 watts. There, I'm done. CQ POTA, CQ POTA, CQ Parks on the air. Kilo Charlie 1 Whiskey Zulu Kilo. I'll give you a 3 and 3 to my park in Kentucky. Roger. All right, copy that. Appreciate that. 5 and 2 to New Hampshire. Live free or die, my friend. Have a good one. 7-3. Kilo Charlie 1 Victor India Ocean. I'll give you a 3 and 2. 3 and 2 to US 1264 in Kentucky. Back to you. Copy that. 4 and 5 to Michael Myers in the Bay State. I love it.
Yeah, baby, yeah!
Have a good one out there, buddy. 7-3.
Kilo Echo 2 Delta Charlie.
Kilo Echo 2 Delta Charlie. That's a nice 5-9 to Kentucky.
Roger, Roger, Michael. I have you 5-7 Western New York.
CQ POTA, CQ POTA, CQ Parks on the air. Kilo Echo 0 Victor India Mike from US 1264. That is Levi Jackson, Wilderness Road State Park in Kentucky. CQ, CQ Parks on the air. Kilo Echo 0 Victor India Mike.
Echo, Delta, Echo.
Ending in Delta Echo, please.
Yeah,
Whiskey 8 Echo Delta Echo. Very good. I got you 4 and 4. 4 and 4 to my park in Kentucky. Roger. Copy that. Thanks for that 5 and 5 to the Great Lakes State. Have a good one up there. 7-3. One more. I need one more. God, look at that sun. There we go. One more. CQ POTA, CQ POTA, CQ Parks on the air. Kilo Echo 0 Victor India Mike from US 1264 in Kentucky. CQ, CQ Parks on the air. Kilo Echo 0 Victor India Mike.
Mike Delta.
Kilo 6 Hotel Mike Delta. I got you strong that time. You're 5 and 5 to my park in Kentucky.
I got you 5 and 7 in Hudsonville, Michigan. Have a good one.
I feel very fortunate that I got that done. But there it is. You can see it on the screen. I got 33 CW, 33 FT8, and 33 SSB, along with the 1 satellite contact. I feel pretty fortunate I got that done. It was kind of skimpy conditions today. The bands are really up and down, and that really became evident on SSB. Everyone wanted to be really loud for a few minutes, and then I'd have 5 or 10 minutes where everybody's real quiet. Just a roller coaster the whole way. Even CW was kind of tough and took some time. You know, FT8 was about what I thought it would be, but everything else is just a little bit harder. I just got really lucky on that satellite because I put no effort into picking a day with good satellite coverage. I mean, I just came out here and said, this is the day I'm going to have while I'm traveling out east. So this is the day I'm going to try. So whatever satellite passes there are, that's what I got. And I had one good one and was able to get Eric there on a park to park, actually. So that was pretty cool. So there you go. That's the idea. I'll have to figure up a time, and I think we'll time it just by from your first contact to your last. So I'll have to see. I know that satellite came up at 11:52, and I know I called satellite on the horizon, and then I'll just have to time how long it was till I actually made a contact, and that'll be my starting time, and my finishing time will be 4:56. No, I'm sorry, 23:04 and 56 seconds. 23:04. So I still had 56 minutes to go to get that done. So there you go. The POTA Iron Operator Challenge. What do you think? You think it's designed well? You think it needs to be more? It needs to be less? Are you interested in trying it? It's pretty fun. It does take a decent amount of effort, especially recording it, but that's okay. That's what a triathlon is supposed to be. A lot of effort, a lot of work, and it's rewarding when you're done. It's been a really trying week. There's been a lot of stuff going on. I've had a death in the family. I've had a new job to train for while we're traveling. We had truck issues as we were traveling, like just before we were supposed to leave, as we were traveling, that, you know, kind of messed things up a little bit. There's been a lot of stress the last 7, 8, 9 days. The work itself was fine. That was a bit of a release, but it was still, you know, it was still effort. Nice to sit out here and play radio for a day. That was a lot of fun. This was a good time to try it, just for that reason. So, just take your mind off things for 7, 8, 9 hours of setup and all that stuff included. So the channel might be quiet for a little bit, but we'll get it going back again soon. I will continue to run the Throwback Thursday posts. So if you're missing some Travelin' Ham, you know, there's some old stuff that was created before most of you joined. Most of you got here in the last year or two, but I've been doing this since 2022. There's some older stuff back there that's pretty good as well. There's a lot of stuff that's only been viewed like 60 or 70 times, just because hardly anyone was subscribed to the channel back then. Heck, when I went to the bottom of Grand Canyon first time, I only had 100 subscribers. So, you know, this has been kind of a late blooming channel. There's some old stuff back there to watch. So watch that Throwback Thursday post, and I'll try to throw in. Sometimes it's something from the last year or two that you might have seen. I try to get some of the older stuff in there that you can go back and watch. That's a wrap from this park. I'm Mike, Kilo Echo Zero, Victor India Mike. This is the Travelin' Ham. And in case you haven't heard,
I've had my share, man. I POTA everywhere. I POTA Canyonlands, White Sands, Bad